Churchill announced the end of World War II in Europe on the 8th of May 1945, there was peace at last. Celebrations took place throughout Britain, and it was a great time to be alive.
As the decade continued though, joy turned to gloom because of food shortages, power cuts and transport problems. But in 1948, the London Olympics gave the nation something to celebrate again. And in that same year, a child was born who would bring joy and assurance in an age of austerity. Prince Charles Philip Arthur George was born on November 14, 1948. He was the first child of Princess Elizabeth and Prince Philip, and his mother wrote that he was too sweet for words.
The prince's christening took place in the music room at Buckingham Palace. He had 8 godparents, including his proud grandpa, King George VI.
In 1950, Prince Charles' sister Anne was born. They had great fun as children, played hide and seek, and even tried to grow tomatoes in their own vegetable plants.
Things took an unexpected turn in 1952 when Princess Elizabeth's father passed away and she was now the Queen. At just 3 years old, Charles was now the heir to the throne.
A year later, the young prince attended his mother's coronation and appeared on the balcony at Buckingham Palace to huge cheering crowds below.
Charles was the first ever heir apparent to go to school. He went to pre-prep school in Knightsbridge before boarding at Cheam School in Hampshire. At the age of 13, Charles followed in his father's footsteps and attended a school called Gordonston in Scotland.
Whilst at school, Prince Charles learned to play the cello and the trumpet. He also joined the debating club and developed his love for the outdoors. In his last year of school, Prince Charles became the head boy. He said that life at Gordonston was an adventure.
Prince Charles was the first royal in British history to attend university.
He studies anthropology, archaeology and history at Trinity College, Cambridge. In 1970, Charles graduated and became the first British heir to the throne to earn a degree. Whilst at Cambridge, Prince Charles developed his love of acting when he joined the famous Footlights Dramatic Society. He was a natural performer and a fan of comedy, particularly Spike Milligan and Monty Python.
Charles has never been afraid to embrace the lighter side of real life, whether mixing cocktails, spinning plates, or even presenting the weather on television. He's always given things a go with a huge smile on his face.
Always look on the bright side of life. Always look on the bright side of life. Always look on the bright side of life. Always look on the bright side of
On the 1st of July 1969, Charles was invested with the title Prince of Wales. The ceremony took place at Carnarvon Castle. Prince Charles studied the Welsh culture and language so that he could give a speech in both English and Welsh. He pledged his allegiance to the Queen.
I, Charles, Prince of Wales, do become your liege man of life and limb, and of earthly worship, and faith and truth I will bear unto thee to live and die against all manner of folks.
Like his father and grandfather, Charles had a military career.
At first, he trained as a jet pilot and was awarded his RAF wings in 1971. He then joined the Royal Navy, qualified as a helicopter pilot and became an accomplished diver. Eventually, he took command of his own ship, the minesweeper HMS Brongington.
Charles was seen as something of an action man. Pictures of him skiing, fishing, playing polo and cricket were beamed across the globe.
As heir to the throne and the most eligible man on the earth, Charles now had to choose a wife who would one day be queen. On the 29th of July 1981, after a short engagement, Charles married Lady Diana Spencer at St. Paul's Cathedral. It was called the wedding of the century, and 600,000 people lined the streets of London to catch a glimpse of the fairy tale couple.
Charles and Diana became proud parents in 1982 when their first child, Prince William, was born. And just over 2 years later, they were back at the same hospital for the birth of William's brother, Prince Harry.
Charles and Diana became unhappy in their relationship and sadly divorced in 1996.
The following year, tragedy struck when the beloved Princess Diana was killed in a car accident. She was only 36 years old.
The royal family and people in the world were shocked and upset. Over 60 million flowers were left at Kensington Palace in memory of the princess.
Suddenly, Charles's life changed, and he became a single father.
Though devoted to duty, Charles did his best to support and protect his two sons through their heartbreaking loss. On the 9th of April 2005, Charles married for the second time. He and his new wife, Camilla, had met in their 20s at a polo match, but then gone on to marry different people. Later in life, they renewed their friendship, enjoying gardening, painting, and walking together. Charles liked Camilla's warmth, humour, and loyalty, and friendship turned into romance. Camilla became the Duchess of Cornwall when she and Charles sealed their love at a ceremony at St George's Chapel, Windsor Castle.
As Queen Elizabeth II grew older, she asked her son Charles to take over some of her duties.
With the sad announcement of her passing on the 8th of September 2022, he acceded to the throne to become king.
King Charles paid tribute to his mother in a moving address to the nation.
Queen Elizabeth's was a life well lived, a promise with destiny kept. She's mourned most deeply in her passing. That promise of lifelong service I renew to you all today. Darling Mamma, as you begin your last great journey to join my dear late Papa, I want to simply say this. Thank you.
"2023 is a momentous year in the history of our nation. King Charles III, alongside his Queen Consort, will be crowned at Westminster Abbey on Saturday the 6th of May.
Charles has prepared for his new role longer than any heir apparent in British history.
He has already given years of service as a charitable leader and champion of conservation and the arts.
During a weekend of celebration, Charles Philip Arthur George will now fulfill his royal destiny and be crowned our new king.